Well, hello, people of the internet. My name is DrOlzifer, and yes, this is Operation Metro, and this is the UMP45. And yes, that is a suppressor I have got shoved on the end of it, which was not an innuendo. But I highly recommend that you do not use the suppressor on the UMP45. I don't care if you're using some crazy magic before the patch, but don't use a suppressor on the UMP45 because although I end up doing quite well in this gameplay, it actually ends up being pretty fucking hard. Like, seriously, don't be using this with a suppressor. Now, you might be wondering, well, what you talking about? There ain't been no patch for Battlefield. Well, Mr. Old Senile Person, there has been a patch for Battlefield. Now, I don't know if you're playing single player or you're one of those people who just don't care what the hell they download onto their Xbox. There has been a patch for Battlefield 3. Now, what does this patch include? Well, they have buffed, they have nerfed, they have done everything they can to change everything in the game. I don't know, but the UMP45 was most definitely one of the most patched guns. Now, I know the M16A3 was also patched, but the UMP has had a serious patch. Now, what I mean by that is that they have decided to buff and nerf the UMP45. Now, by that, I mean, within 8 meters, now the UMP is a 3-meter kill. And you might be thinking, well, that's amazing! I'm going to use this as a god gun. Well, no, because UMP after 8 meters has a huge damage drop-off. After 8 meters, it's going to be like a 4-shot kill, and if you go farther than that, it just ends up being worse. And since it's gun has a low rate of fire, you know, Bob's your uncle, it's going to be pretty hard to use if you even miss once, because, you know what, you see how slow this fires? It's not going to be fun if you miss in any of them, or you're trying to get a long-range kill, because after 30 meters, it feels like you're just basically firing blanks. You will not notice anything. But anyway, enough about the UMP45. We are going to be talking about the new info that I've heard about Armored Kill. Now, I've gotten more info on mainly the AC130, but I think there's a little bit more left in there at the end. But what I mean is, what they're added to the AC130, as far as I know, because this is my information, they've added 360-degree anti-air cannon. Now, for those of you who have played Call of Duty, I know the AC130 and that did not have that because there was obviously no other air vehicles in COD that you would need to shoot down. But this 360-degree anti-air gun is going to be invaluable in Battlefield because if you have jet pilots flying around, you will be able to shoot them down. But you will not only need to you will not only have to rely on your weapons to keep the jets off the AC130, you will also have flares. So, you know what, the AC130 is going to be pretty hard to shoot down if you're a jet pilot. But it's also impossible to repair because you can't land it, obviously, because no one is flying it. And you can't have the same sort of setup as the scout helicopters where you can repair it mid-air. It probably won't work like that. The AC-130 will also be used as a mobile spawn point. Now, I know what you're thinking, but then won't there be an empty gunner seat? No. There are 2 gunner seats in the AC-130. But there is also a load of passenger seats. I don't know if they're actually passenger seats, but I just know that there's other places that you can spawn in. And when you've spawned in on the AC-130, you can jump out, or I'd say you can probably enjoy the ride too. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe it is just like a passenger seat where you can just sit in it and jump out whenever you want. But the way I see it, it's going to be some form of a skydive platform. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a handy mobile spawn point for your team. Speaking of your team, the team that controls the base in the game is the team that gets the AC-130. However, if the enemy ends up taking the base, then that means that you will also lose your AC-130 spawning privileges. So, before they take the base, your AC-130 will respawn as normal. After they take the base, if you lose your AC-130, it's gone. The other team will get it respawned for them. So, yeah, if you are the defending team, and you get the base taken, keep that AC-130 alive, because you're not getting another one. So, yeah. Anything else? I've already said that it can be shot down, but you know what? I've also got a couple of other things. Remember in the last video I mentioned how I didn't know what the biggest map in the Battlefield 3 world will ever be, or Battlefield world? It's going to be Bandar Desert. Now, I expected DICE to do something exactly like this. Now, Bandar Desert. Now, the dictionary definition for desert is a lifeless barren wasteland or something like that. I don't know, something like that. I didn't actually look up the definition, but yeah. Did it really take them a lot of effort to make the biggest map in Battlefield history a desert? Now, I predicted like something with this would happen. They'd take the easy way out. They say they were going to make the biggest map, and then they would do it on a desert. I mean, seriously, DICE, you could have done something a bit better than that if you're going to put it down in history as your biggest map. If it's a desert, no one's really going to care, because it's going to be boring if it's in a desert, obviously. Now, I'm sure that the desert will actually be really good for tank superiority, but, yeah. wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. I was expecting it, but I wasn't hoping for it. Now, they are not introducing any infantry weapons in Armored Kill, which is kind of a bummer, but you know what, they're focusing on introducing new vehicles, so I'm happy with that, and I see what they did. They're trying to stick to the theme of their map pack. Now, that's pretty much been the whole video. I am nearly at 150 subs, and by that I mean I'm 30 subscribers off, which is a lot for me, but for a lot of you guys who watch other YouTubers, you know that really 30 subs is nothing. Most big YouTubers would get that in a day. Now I'm hoping that everyone who watches this video will decide to sub to my channel, so I can get up to that 150 subs fairly soon. Not recently, soon. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. I love getting likes. I love seeing that I've got a good video out there. And you know what, favorite the video too if you enjoyed it. I only ask that you leave an honest rating. Comments are great too, and I will see you guys as always. What? Just bye bye. Bye bye.